What's up, y'all?
Hola,
Happy
hola,
Tuesday
hola.
evening. We're back. Did you guys miss us?
Yay.
Well, we're here. We're here. I just got a text from my brother Floyd. He like, where y'all at? I love that. Floyd be like checking for us,
He be
like,
on it. He
Marcus,
be on it.
what's going on?
On
I'm
it.
looking for you.
Where y'all?
So I am Kia McLean, and
I'm Shamika Arnold. I am the
yes,
star therapist.
and we are excited to be here with you all on another Tuesday evening. Last night was fire. We had our live in person conversations with me, Junior Lily, aka Don, and Marcus. We were down at El Jefe Cigars in Dallas, Texas, and boy, that conversation was conversating. Okay. So if
Nice.
you missed it, you can catch the replay on
I got
Facebook, on Instagram, or YouTube. So go out, watch the replay, share it with some friends and some family, and you get to see what the conversation is about tonight, right? What are we talking about tonight? Everyone's relationship goal won't be the same. It won't be the same.
won't be
Right?
the same.
Right, cousin?
I agree. Definitely
It
agree.
will not be the same.
It
We're
can't
all
be
going to have different relationship goals, even single relationship goals.
a single.
So if you're single, you even have relationship goals that are different as a single person with yourself
Yes,
than
ma'am.
other singles do,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
I might ask you to share some of your goals with us as a single person, cousin. I
Okay.
might.
And I will offer my, what was the word? I offer I'll offer
You gonna
me.
offer your wisdom.
Oh, okay, I got that too.
Okay, so I'm trying to pull up my Instagram page. So pardon me for a second here.
I got
Trying to
these
get the live up.
going.
Okay, so let's get this conversation started. I want you to consider what your relationship goals are by writing them out if you haven't already. Because some of us don't know what our relationship goal. This is really throwing me off because I can't see you.
Oh,
Let me make a little adjustment here because
okay.
yeah, I
I
gotta
see.
make it make sense. I
I
gotta make
see.
it make sense. Okay, so um have you all wrote out what your relationship goals are? Do you know what those relationship goals look like? Have you already considered what that is? Because sometimes we're comparing ourselves to situations and people when we don't even know what we want. So we see something else, we see other people, and we assume that's what we want because that's what we're seeing. However, we don't even know what we want. And so it's easy to get caught up in looking at someone else and saying, well, it looks like, they have a perfect relationship or they have the greatest relationship. I remember having this discussion before about hashtag relationship goals. Everybody was saying, I want a relationship like Michelle and Barack Obama. You don't know what's going on behind them doors. People have said, "Oh, I want me a Marcus." That's what you're saying. But what is I want a Marcus?
Hmm.
What is that? And I've had people have said that to me. And I
Oh,
think that, it's great that you look at my mate as a great man
as
and
a
a great
prototype.
what you say?
As a prototype. You are the prototype.
But you don't know everything, right?
And
Is
how?
is the point. You don't know everything that's going on. So
Right.
I'm gonna move this over.
And then you don't know what people had to do to get to where they are. It didn't just happen
Exactly.
like it's not like reality is. Reality is that relationships take work. No, they don't want to Marcus. Somebody put no. Was that Marcus? Marcus put that
It's
there.
probably Marcus.
He did that. He did that. But people don't know the work it takes to get to the point where certain people are. Because
Yes.
you got two people with two different points of views about relationship. You got two different people with two different ideas of what family looks like and how their family was raised and how they were raised. You got two different separate people with two different separate stuff. You come together and you're like, oh, but we're attracted to each other. Okay, yay. But then you still got to work through the stuff that you got to work through. And then don't let trauma be added in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that those are good points because you said you don't know. Repeat that
What
again. What you said?
you don't know what it took for them to get there. You don't know what it took, what they had to, the work they had to do to get to this right here. Some people
Okay,
don't want to do the work.
great point. Great point. And I'm going to say that because Marcus and I both said when we first started dating that had we met 10 years ago, we wouldn't have made it.
Mm,
And that is in connection with what you just said. Because if we had not gone through certain things, if we had not learned certain lessons, if we had not done the work internally on ourselves as individuals, even, then
right.
our relationship wouldn't possibly look the way that it looks now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, even last night at the live event, I was saying, I had a few people tell me that our relationship was too healthy. And I said, well, why are you saying it's too healthy? Well, you're used to seeing toxicity. You're used to seeing things not work out. And so you feel as
I'm
though,
confused. Say that. They said what? There's a such thing as too healthy? There's a such thing?
according to some people, yes. Now listen, I want to make a point here. I'm not focused on what somebody said about that. I want to make that perfectly clear. I could care less about what somebody else says. I'm bringing this conversation up because it's important to note that there are people who are, and let me be very frank and honest and transparent. There was a time in my life that if I met a Marcus 10 years ago, I would be like, he doing too much. He too healthy. He too nice. He too okay. So let me be transparent there. And I'm not going to, tear them down, but I just want us to think about that. Because based on where you are and your mindset,
That's
if
what I'm
you
talking about.
if you're saying that
That's
something is too healthy, that means you need to work on some things internally. If you're seeing something as healthy, there may be some toxic traits that you need to work through if you see a relationship as too healthy. So I'm
that's what
not focused. The focus is not on what they said, right?
exactly.
They
Exactly.
said what they said
Right.
because of where they are. And
Exactly.
I'm not here to judge them in that space.
Right.
I even said to one of the people, I was like, why did you say that?
Yeah.
Because in that instance, I forgot that I was there, right? Before. At one point in my life, I was there. I forgot. And then when they said, because it just seemed like you all are so lovey-dovey, and I've never seen you all
Look
go
at
back
the
and
face though.
forth.
That's a face that they made too.
Yeah, they made that face.
Like you so lovey dovey.
Like I just but this was a person that was used to seeing toxic relationships. This was a person that was around other people that had toxic relationships, right? So
Wow.
I give grace because I was once there. I give grace. It's not even necessarily that they are haters or that they don't want to see you happy all the time. It's just where they are in their journey,
Right.
right? And Floyd said, I hate when someone says I'm too nice, too positive, etc. But I want you to understand something. There's a lot of women that say that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was a woman that said that. Why did I say that? Because I wasn't exposed to positive men for a very, very long time.
Right.
That wasn't something that I was exposed to. I didn't have positive relationships. I didn't have um all of the men that I knew were street guys, just to be
Mm-hmm.
honest.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't date street guys, but those were the only types of guys that I knew. So because of that, I saw relationships and I saw guys very differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to point that out because I think, the grace is given to a person that says that because that's just where they are in their journey. What that tells you, now, here's the caveat. What that tells you as the man or the woman is that's a red flag, possibly, because they might not be ready for a relationship with a healthy person, with a positive person, with a person that's done the work. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Well, lasting memory says, oh, so they weren't hugged enough. But see,
Yeah, clearly, right?
and the thing is that too, and then just to say it out loud, right? To say out loud that something is too healthy. To say out loud and you're speaking and well, you guys all lovey dovey and stuff. Well, but here's the thing, okay, maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
don't want somebody that cares about you. Maybe you want somebody that's going to cuss you out and slap you around a little bit, or just ignore you every now and again. Maybe that's somebody you want, and that's okay.
Yep.
That is okay.
Whatever you want.
Maybe you don't want healthy. It's okay. Maybe you don't want too healthy. It's okay. It's okay to not
You
do.
get to have whatever you want.
You get to choose
What do
whatever.
we say all the time?
It's your what we say. It's your choice, or we just give
It's
you.
your
Oh,
choice.
take the fish.
It's your choice.
Take the fish. Take the
Eat
bone
the
and take
fish and throw the bones away.
throw the bones.
You about to mess my quote up. See, you about to mess. Let me go through this 2 weeks ago, messing up my quote.
And
I
my
say it
word,
every other week.
take the
She
fish.
fired again, y'all. She fired again.
My
Look,
bad.
next time she do it, I'm gonna start accepting applications for my new co-host. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I could never. I could never.
I'm sending an application like, can I come back again? I done wrote the quote 10 times each.
This is the best co-host with me ever.
Yay! Mwah, mwah,
Just
mwah.
keep in mind, she gonna forget them quotes now. She gonna forget them.
Surely is. I surely is. I promise I will.
Okay, so again, we're not gonna even focus on what that person said, and because that's not really the focus of the conversation. The, the the focus of the conversation is everybody has different relationship goals.
Yes.
That person goals might be they want toxic types of relationships for themselves. Just don't put that off on me now. I don't want that. Been there, done that. I don't want it. Give
Like
it to
you said,
somebody else.
like you said in the beginning, every relationship goal is different.
Yep.
Your goal might not be your goal is not my goal.
And I'm not here to judge your goal, right? Do what you like. If that makes you happy, listen, I've had people say that they love toxic relationships.
Right.
They love to fight. They
For
love the
real.
negativity. I'm telling
Exactly.
you what I heard.
I know. Even the song said it. This song, I'm not gonna quote the song because I can't think of it right now. But
Please don't. Please.
you know what song I'm talking about. Tyrese was singing it, I think. Tyrese,
Tyrese,
I think Tyrese, see, I might be wrong with that too.
we're gonna
Some
leave it right there. Where it's at. We're gonna leave it
ghetto
there.
love.
We're gonna leave it there. We ain't gonna even bother it. We ain't even gonna bother it.
And you can choose a ghetto love, the drama, the trauma. Some people are addicted to the trauma and drama, and they don't know what to do when they have a guy that is nice and kind to them. And I
Absolutely.
do, and now that you said it, Kia, you know what? I do feel like I was there, like, he too nice.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say Floyd, yes,
I
okay.
wasn't gonna call you out.
I've been there. I didn't remember until just now. I didn't remember. I
I wasn't
didn't
gonna call you
remember.
out.
But you know what? This is the beauty of change, though. The beauty of change is we do forget, like, oh shit, I was there. Oh, I did like it though. But even if I didn't, but here's the thing too. Even if I said I didn't want a thug, what did I choose?
Mm-hmm.
What was that saying about me? What did I choose? So I can
Yes.
say all day long I don't want this or I want something healthy, but then what am I choosing? Because if that was the case, I would have chose something healthy.
Hmm. So, but this is why when I started out, I said, write out what your relationship goals are. Write out your single goals, your coupled goals, what that is. We talked about this somewhat before. If
Right.
you don't know what you want, how can you get what you want? So, what's going to happen is you're going to be in a state of confusion, and your energy is going to say just that. So you're going to be out here meeting people, connecting with people, but then you're going to be confused about, well, why is everybody approaching me? And I've said this before. There was a time where I had all kinds of different people approaching me. And I was like, what about me gives off the energy that I would talk to? Not that I'm like, you can't talk to me. You ain't good enough to talk to me. But there were certain men that would approach me and I would be like, no, I would not want to talk to you. Right? Because I am not interested in sagging pants and things like that. And there were some guys that would approach me, not recently, but a long time ago when I was in that confused energy. So if you're in a confused energy, that is out there. So you have to write out, okay, these are the goals that I have for my relationship with myself as a single person
Mm-hmm.
and the potential relationship that will come to me. What
Right.
does that look like?
Hmm.
Right? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, love Bria Love said, "You like it, I love it, and keep it moving." Right. That's on you. Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I definitely agree with what you just said with vision board. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I
A
did
good
that
relationship.
before.
I like that, a relationship vision board.
Yeah. Remember we talked about that before.
Okay, okay. I thought we were just talking about a vision board, but yes, you. Okay, I do remember now.
Yeah,
Yes.
we talked about I'm so glad that you're creating that visualization of, what type of person do I want? This is something that I hear most often. I don't want no man that I don't want no woman that okay,
So, what do you want?
what do you want? Let's focus on what you want versus what you don't want. I think we spend so much effort and energy into talking about what we don't want. We're taking our negative experiences and then we are getting frustrated and we're taking that frustration and we're saying, I don't want this and I don't want that and I don't want this. You're staying in a frustrated energy.
And all that, and then even that energy was saying, I don't, what I don't. What's your focus? Your focus is on what you don't want instead of what do you want? Like,
Yes.
what if your focus changed? What if you
Yeah.
focus on, okay, I would like a man. If you want to, and then here's the thing too, for the ones that doesn't that doesn't realize they want the drama, they'll start identifying, what is it I do want? Well, I do like when, like think about realistically. Well, I kind of do like when a man ignore me,
Yeah.
like, because how you feeling when a man is smiling at you and treating you good? Will it feel uncomfortable? So be
Mm-hmm.
truthful. So when you start, because see, you so focused on that, but I don't, the trauma and the drama in that energy. Now let's,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Talk about it. That is the thing. The energy that you're operating in, is the energy that's going to come. That's a state of confusion.
that's what.
So, yeah, that confused energy is going to bring you all kinds of different things. But if
Mhm.
you focus on, I'm not going to stop, y'all. I'm not going to stop. If you don't journal, if you don't write it out, you're going to be all over the place. You're
Mhm.
going to feel stuck, and that's why you're going to keep feeling frustrated. The frustration is coming from the confused energy sometimes.
Mhm.
It's also coming from not acknowledging this is a red flag for me rather than proceeding and
Right.
thinking that, oh, that's going to change because it's
Right.
not.
Right.
you know? So I think that's a great thing. Hey, Twyla, thanks for tuning in from New Orleans. Me and Mark is going with y'all next time. We going. I just told him I wanted to go to New Orleans too. I said, I haven't been to New Orleans, babe. I want to go. And then poof, y'all in New Orleans. That's all right. That's all right.
So
We
people
catch
get
y'all, we catch y'all next time. I know y'all eating good. I'm jealous.
yeah.
So it's okay if your relationship looks different than others.
Mm-hmm.
You have to write out what you want your relationship to look like and then stick to that. Here's something interesting that I saw when I was reading about some things on this particular topic. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this, cousin. So I want you to definitely interject on this because I think this article was in Psychology Today. And it
Okay.
talked about positive, something called positive comparisons. And an example would be, they're so happy and we will be that way too.
Oh, I like that.
Right? So that's a positive comparison. So sometimes
I
we
like that. Like,
we think all comparisons are bad, but I
right.
love this positive comparison um dialogue that we can have. They're so happy and we will be that too. I love that. That is so positive, and it's not that I want that relationship. It's not that I'm judging that relationship. It's not that I'm saying their relationship's better than ours. It's they're happy and we will be that too. I absolutely love that when I
I
read
like.
that. Then they had something called a positive downward comparison.
Hmm.
That example is, we're so much more interesting than they are. So you're looking at someone else's relationship and you're making a comparison in a negative, not necessarily negative, but you're putting them down to pull yourself up.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Mm,
So you're shooting another relationship down so you can bring your relationship up.
right.
We're so much more interesting than they are. Okay, first of all, you don't know that. We are seeing people on a surface level in relationships. We have to understand that. You are seeing surface level relationships. You are not in people's homes. You're spending a couple of hours with people here and there.
Right.
And so that is not, you might see a post here or there on social media. That is not indicative of you making a full assessment or judgment in that way.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yes.
And then they have negative upward. It's clear. Here's the example of that. It's clear they're in more love than we are. So
Mm.
that's considered negative upward.
Hmm.
Negative downward is, we're just as boring as they are.
That's it.
So, um, I'm going to address Twyla's comment. Our relationship goals are to grow and prosper together, right? Because we all have our own goals. That goal might be very different than someone else, and that is okay. So we have to, some comparisons, I just learned the positive upward comparison.
Mhm.
That's a good, if you want to have a comparison, that's a good one to have.
Hmm.
They're so happy, and we will be that way too,
Mhm.
right? They show affection and love.
Right.
We will also show affection and love in our
Yeah.
relationship. How beautiful is that? I don't have to take away anything from anybody else's relationship because I don't know what they got going on. And quite frankly, I don't care. I'm just I'm just keeping it 100. I don't really care what you got going on in your
Right.
relationship
Right.
because my relationship is work enough. Me as an individual is enough. I don't have the time, the effort, or the energy to care about what somebody else is doing or got
Right.
going on. All I know though is if we're hanging with these people and it affects me, that's all I,
And I'm out.
and I said what I said.
Stage left.
So, and then there's the singles that will judge the people in relationships, and the people in relationships that will judge the singles.
Mhm.
So, I want us to consider something. The effort and the time and the energy that we may put into comparing other people
Hmm.
is the energy, the time, and the effort that we can put into writing down our own goals,
Mm-hmm.
writing down our own desires, writing down the things that we want to focus on to have the type of relationship we want with ourselves and we want with a potential mate if we're single.
Right.
Writing down our goals if we're in a relationship, over time those goals could change, right?
Mhm.
It's very possible. Being open to that, having that open line of communication are the things that help us to get to that space. But
Yes.
if you are a person that's saying, no, I want to focus on what they got going over there. We see it because of social media. We see it on TV, right? And movies. We already comparing people we know and people that we see on TV and social media.
Mm. Love Bria Love says, I think it takes practice not to compare yourself slash your relationship, especially during the age of social media. This
Mhm.
is a great exercise to practice for inner dialogue.
Yep.
So,
That's
and
good, Bree.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I think it's interesting because, again, and I don't know if it's because I'm biased because I'm a therapist, right? And I've seen relationships and I've seen how they had to get through this to get to that. I've
Mhm.
seen people in like, and me being single, right? And I watch people still struggle with their singlehood and their professional. I watch the I've watched even it was a video of the women crying on there talking about I'm make money and I don't have a man yet. And so you don't know what people took. Relationship goals should involve respect, but yes, agreed. But I think the issue is that we so busy focusing on everybody else, we don't know
Mhm.
we don't know what it took to get there, y'all.
Yep.
We don't know what it took. We don't know. Just like remember that dude. For instance, remember that one dude that was like doing the relationships, and he was like talking about relationships, and come to find out he was cheating on his woman.
Yep.
I don't know how like we like remember that. Remember how he was all like, yes, and I love my wife, and he was always sitting in the damn car. She
Mhm.
wasn't around until we found out otherwise. She wasn't even
Mhm.
wasn't even around until we found out otherwise. So again, he presented this character, right?
Yes.
That we fall into. We have to remember social media is the same thing as TV. You are presenting a character. You're presenting a character. And again, you don't know who people are behind closed doors. What's his name just committed suicide, and I just was watching him and his wife dancing on the screen with his kids. Oh, and I was
Hmm.
like, oh, that's so cute. And he goes to commit suicide. So I no longer look at I no longer I think that I maybe and this is maybe again the practice that Love Bree Love was saying is that I I no longer see that no more because it's like I've seen too much of people come things the truth coming out.
Yep.
And I was like,
Absolutely.
I thought that's what. So I had to stop that because I don't know what they going through. I don't know what they went through to get to here. I don't
Yes.
know. And I can. And here's the thing too. And then I say, if they are in a good place, I am so proud of them for making it to where they made it.
Yes.
So
And
amazing.
leave it there.
Exactly, because it don't. Because that doesn't. I don't know what they. I don't know what they did to get there.
Exactly.
We don't know how many forgivenesses they had to do
Mhm.
to get to this point.
Well, we just don't know. We don't know their journey, right? We don't
Yes,
know.
and everybody's
We
journey
don't
is
know their
different.
journey, and it's
Everybody,
none of our business. And I think even okay, let's focus on social media. I've shared this story before. It's been a minute. Some people heard it, some people didn't, and I'm gonna make it brief. There was when I first started my business 11 years ago. I met this woman that was very inspiring. I saw her, I saw the work she was doing. She was married, and it really had this look. It had a look. When I say a look, y'all know what I mean.
Mhm.
Everything looked good. Derek Jackson was the guy who you were talking about earlier that was the relationship coach, and then you found out all this stuff about him. So it had a look. And I was just like, wow. So I started going to some of her events. I'm watching her and I'm like, and because I'm early in my business and I hadn't been on social media prior to that. I was not a social media person like that. I
Mhm.
was on there, but I wasn't.
Mhm.
So I'm more I'm frequently on social media at this point. And every day, 2 and 3 times a day, it's post after post after post with her and him, or her and some success in her business, or her doing something major or getting some major deal of what she's posting, right? Here I am thinking, oh my God, that is so awesome. I need to be like that. I'm striving to be. The whole while, it's taking my focus off of me, and my focus is on people that I don't even know like that. I don't know these people like that. I don't know what's happening in their house.
Right.
I don't
Right.
even know if what she's posting is real.
Right.
All I know is I went for it. I've had people look at me. I've had people say this to me. Oh, you got everything. You don't know what the hell I got. You don't know what the hell I got. Be very careful about saying stuff to people and you don't know.
I have no
Stop
clue.
making those
And
comparisons.
even what I did to get here.
You don't
I
know the journey.
oh my gosh.
So ultimately, what comes out is we knew a mutual. We had a mutual. Her husband was friends with a friend of mine, and so my friend had reached out to me one day, and he says, "Hey, Kia, you should meet such and such." And I said, "Oh, I already know her." And he goes, "Okay, cool." So some time goes by. From my recollection, it was anywhere from 6 months to a year later. He says, "Kia, you still following such and such?" I say, yeah. He said, I know you think very highly of this person. I know you're very fond of that person, but it was all a fraud.
Mm.
It was all a fraud. She's not making $10,000 coaching people per client. She's not doing these things. Their house is about to get foreclosed on. He's about to divorce her because she took out 401ks and was just doing all of these things. So stop comparing other people's
Mm.
relationships to
Wow.
yourself. Be very careful about that.
Right.
I don't compare. Ever since then, when I look at other people, I just clap for them. That's
Man,
it.
that's it.
I
Hmm.
just clap for them. I
Yay.
just That's it. And I shut my mouth. It's none of my business
At all.
because you don't really know.
Yep.
I
Mhm.
post a lot of good things on social media, but I also share very transparent things on there. What is what I want to share? What's happening to the stuff you don't know?
Right, because right now my room look messy, and I'm looking at all that. Y'all don't even know that because I'm right here on this one little wall right here. My room look toe up.
Clean your room,
My
cousin.
bed ain't fixed.
Clean your room. Nope, I'ma stay out your business. Ain't got nothing to do with me. But your goals are your goals. If you all don't get anything else out of this conversation, please get this. Don't compare yourself. You don't know what these people got
Please,
going on. Don't,
please
no, you don't know.
don't do
And you
it.
shouldn't care. I'm just gonna keep it 100. You shouldn't even care. You shouldn't care. Mind your business.
Mind your what'd you say? I mind my own. What'd you say last time? I
I
mind
mind my own black ass business.
like that.
My own black ass business. Because I got enough of my own business.
Man,
And I
I,
think, go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I think it's okay to review things that you deem as positive. That's okay. You can look at that and say, again, the positive upward. You can look at it and say, we're going to have a great relationship like that. I remember being a little girl and I was thinking about this because I knew this was coming up for us. And I remember being a little girl and thinking the only one positive relationship I ever saw in my entire childhood. I one,
Fun.
and it was my aunt and my uncle. And later on in life, I would find that it wasn't as how I saw it as a kid.
Yeah.
However, I was a kid, right? And I saw many relationships around me, but
Yeah.
I was thinking about it in terms of, but why is that the only relationship that I thought was positive?
Hmm.
Well, I think because it was clear that the other relationships wasn't so positive because it was maybe some physical abuse or the way they were talking to each other that was an indicator to me that it wasn't quite healthy. But I had never
Right.
seen these people raise their voice or argue or do any of those things. So
Right.
I just made an assumption
Right.
that their relationship was healthy.
Right.
And so, but it was also good though, because I chose to look at their relationship and say, I would love to have a positive, healthy relationship like that. They get along with each other, they
Hmm.
laugh with each other, they travel together. He embraced her children when they got married because he didn't have any children. And so I thought, this is a beautiful relationship.
Right.
And so, you have those instances. And if you're going to do that, do it in a positive way
Right.
that is aligned with
Hmm.
your own personal goals.
Yeah. Look, Bria Love said, telling my boss I'm minding my black ass business. Next time he asks me if I'm busy.
Don't look, cousin, don't do what I do.
You might be on here like, you know what, y'all? I lost my job. They let me go today. We were like, Bria, no, Bria, no.
We don't both work doing that.
Don't do it. Don't do it, baby. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Baby, don't do it. That nice look dull to me, Miss Philly.
Man, I think too we forget, when we see people working out, we forget that they had to, like, I guess the scenario, not scenario, well, working out takes it takes, see, I don't work out, so I'm trying to figure out what it is. um Working out takes
Endurance.
endurance, and then
Uh
being
huh.
consistent and making a conscious effort to do it.
Yeah.
And then you get the outcome, and the outcome is like, you got some abs, you got some muscles. This is not muscles, but you got muscles. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got muscles. And that's the same thing with a relationship and building a relationship with other people. Shoot. And I just, because I'm single, so building my relationship with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Learning to love me, and even the stuff that I don't like, and still being like, giving myself grace, like, boo, you a little arrogant. It's okay though. We're gonna just, and
It's
when
the
somebody tells me it, I'll be like, yes, I know. And you're so distracted. Yeah, I do get distracted. That's just, yes. And not getting defensive, because I know me. And
yeah.
my friend, she said, know thyself. That's why the Bible says, know thyself. So you'll know. Is she singing a workout song? Singing a workout song. Is she singing a workout song? I could be. What's the workout song? I know one. Hold on, but I can't think of it right now. It's the night. Oh, let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Get it, cousin.
Let me hear your body. So what I'm saying is, like, it takes work. So even when I see somebody that's like, oh wow, look at them. I know that it didn't come with, I know that it came with some intention. I know
Yeah.
that it came with, you know,
With
and I
that
celebrate
consistency.
them. I celebrate them. But I also pay attention too, guys. You guys got to pay attention too sometimes. Sometimes I can also see when people are struggling. You
Yeah.
know, smiling and you see their eyes don't smile with they face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's okay. And so, but you gotta know thyself. Know thyself. Know what your needs are. Know what your needs are, so that way you can identify what's best for you. Because we was I didn't get to see the conversation. I'm gonna watch the conversation. But when we was talking about you and I, kid was talking about people was complaining about what's her name's man
Monique.
doing Monique's man being around all the time, and then we got Tisa Nessa,
Mm-hmm.
over here, and everybody's like judging her for the dude that she had. That's why you need to mind your own black business.
Yes. Black
Because
ass business.
black what? Black
Black
ass
ass.
black ass business.
Your own black ass business. You know, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. Because that is a perfect example of how much can you just think about this. People have been for the last couple of weeks, they've been wrapped up in Monique and her husband sitting there with her, speaking for her or being present with her. People have got wrapped up in Risa Tisa and
Reese,
her actions with her ex-husband, and this she's stupid for this, which she said, which she was accountable for. You know what I'm saying? She owned it. But mind your own black ass business. That has nothing to do with you.
nothing. But people feel like because yep.
I think I think if anything else, learn from it. Take some lessons and say, you know what? That wouldn't be the type of relationship that I would be interested in. I wouldn't be interested in ignoring red flags about a potential partner. I wouldn't be interested in marrying someone who I felt like wasn't being honest with me. I wouldn't be interested in a man sitting next to me and loving me through that moment and supporting me through that moment. That's not something I want.
I want.
Something you want. Don't do it.
All right.
You
Mind
know,
it.
but to get to interject yourself so much into it
I'm
on
a big
TikTok, I'm a TikToker. I'm more on TikTok than I am on any other platform. And so what I recognize about TikTok is that there are people who will go live for 8, 10, 12 hours. And I am not kidding. These people will be on lives for 8, 10, and 12 hours discussing
you
other people's
stop
relationships.
it. You lying. Not
I,
18.
I am not
Maybe
exaggerating. I have
like
gone to
10
sleep.
minutes.
I've gone to sleep. These people were live talking about Risa Tisa. I have woken up and they're on there still talking about Risa Tisa
Oh.
on the same live.
Wow. What? Not hung up and came back and was like, oh, we went to sleep. No, none of that. Okay.
I think we've gotten so wrapped up in other people's lives.
Lie.
We've gotten
You not
so,
even living your own.
yeah.
He said she ain't lying.
Boy says she ain't lying.
She ain't lying. That's so sad. That's so
And
sad.
so as
You're
I'm
not
watching,
even living your own life. You're not even living your own life. That's so
I'm
sad.
literally watching this like,
That's so sad.
that's so sad.
So sad.
This is so sad that people are this, but I think it comes down to so many people are just unhappy with their own lives, and by inserting themselves in other people's lives and interjecting into other people's lives and making these assumptions and all of these things, I think it's doing something to their brains. It's too much. So it's overconsumption maybe of social media.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying? Might be overconsumption because I shouldn't be concerned about judging other people's relationships.
right.
That has nothing to do with me, or
And
other people who are single. That has
and
nothing to do with me.
and here's the thing though. Like she started making money. Because people had so much to say. Wait, okay, because I told you I'm a little ADHD, just a little bit like this much, just like this a little bit. But your necklace is so pretty. Just a little bit, like this much. Like this. Like you can barely even see through it like that.
Like this.
Like that. Just
I talk to you a lot. It ain't this much.
Like this. Like this. Like you can't see my eyeball. That necklace is the bomb, Kia.
Thank you.
That necklace is so cute.
I get so many compliments on this necklace. So I was gonna take it off because this matched my outfit today. But then I was like, I'm just gonna go on bling, bling, bling it out tonight. So
Cute.
y'all
I
like the necklace?
I love it. I love it a lot. I like it a lot.
Thank you, cousin.
I like it a lot.
Okay. Now go back to okay. Jen said exactly, Kia. It's easier for them to judge other people than to face their own inconsistency. Yes. It's always easier to take the focus off of you, especially when you got work to do.
I got work to do. I got work to do.
One thing I know about marriage is that it's hard. Ask me how I know that, because I did it twice.
I did it once. Did it one time.
Because I did it twice. That's how I know. Now, am I better equipped now? Have I matured? Have I done some healing? Have I learned some things about myself? Acknowledged some things about myself? Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you, brother. My brother said it's a beautiful necklace.
It is beautiful. And then let's acknowledge the fact that Nessa Tessa said that she was in a space of, what did she say? She was oh damn it.
She said she thought that it was her turn.
No, but she said, what's the word she used? Desperate.
Oh, yeah, she said desperate.
What we desperate for?
You left the necklace?
Who said it?
Missy.
Yay, it's pretty, it's a pretty. See, I got everybody else ADHD in. That's right. See how I do? See how I move
Yo,
the room? See how I move the room? They like, her necklace is pretty.
Okay, go ahead. What was you saying about Risa Tisa?
I don't even know. She said she was desperate. And here's the thing. What was she desperate for? And so this is the thing too about relationships. We're so caught up in relationship with somebody else when we can't even have a relationship with ourselves. We want somebody so bad that we can't even see, because if she would have had a relationship with herself first and loved self, when he stepped to her, she would have knew instantly, this ain't it. She would have seen them red flags and be like, oh, baby, thank you for introducing yourself, but I'm going to go on about my business and mind my own black business now. You hear?
Yeah.
Because had she loved self. You said what?
Keep going. Keep going.
Because if she had loved self first, why are you getting blurry? You getting blurry?
I'm blurry?
Yeah. It's not clear. Is it clear? Yeah, it looks a little blurry. But if she had loved self, then she would have been able to identify. Truth ain't never lied. Right. Thank you. But if she had loved self, then she would have been able to identify what's okay when it showed up. Right? And here's the thing too, because we talked about this last week, last time, was how do we feel when somebody shows up in our space? How did I feel when I left? How did I feel? Because you checking in with yourself, because you know in self.
Yeah.
And even the words say, I'm about to say it right though, know thyself. Know thyself. Know thyself first and love on man. And it says love others as you love yourself.
Yes.
Go back to self.
Go back to self.
We so busy wanting this again, this image, and now we got social. It's not even, because it was before, it wasn't social media, but there was still this idea that if you had a man, then you are fulfilled.
Yes.
Or if you are in a relationship, you are fulfilled. But they instilled that in us because they were like, when you have a relationship, your what you call it goes up, your status goes up, right? But what if we can change that? What if our status goes up because we loved ourselves? And we wasn't crying on social media talking, I got a job, I got a house, and I ain't got no man. Alarm clock. Oh, thank you. Stop. That's my alarm clock.
And I just shared my own Risa Teaser story on Valentine's Day in the group. I did it
Mm,
on Instagram and I did it in the group, where I talked about my space of desperation, my
mhm.
space of ignoring red flags, because at that point, I didn't even know how to go about loving myself. I didn't know what that even looked like. I had never even heard of that. That was a thing. That's my truth, right? That's my truth. So there's nothing that anybody else could say about me to make me feel bad about me already acknowledging that. I've given myself grace and forgiven myself from that.
Right, right.
I've moved on from that. However, I think it's important to note that I've had moments of insecurity and doubt and low self esteem. And so at this point in life, I had to get to a place where I loved me, where I did that deep inner work on me so that I could actually give that love back and also receive that love. Because again, what did I say early on? When me and Marcus first met, if we met 10 years ago, it wouldn't work.
In the word.
Because I was still doing the work on myself. I was still, and people talk about age all the time. Age means nothing. It means nothing. It is some people grow and elevate and have different experiences that
Yes,
all affect that.
yes,
So all of us have grown up in different environments, have had
yeah,
different experiences, we have different perspectives. So
yes.
all of those things are factor in. Your trauma may not look like my trauma. My
Right.
trauma have, may have caused me to feel low about myself.
Mm-hmm.
My trauma may have made me feel like I was less than. So I'm working through my own traumas and I'm still minding my black ass business.
That's right. That's right.
This is my business
That's
to
right.
mind. And
That's
your
right.
business is yours to mind,
Right.
because at the end of the day, all of us have our own issues. I'm not concerned with your issues. I'm not
Right.
even concerned about you judging whatever it is you think my issues are, because I'm going to keep focusing on me. While
Right.
you're focusing on me and them and them and them and them, you're
Right.
not growing. You're remaining stagnant. Meanwhile, I'm growing. But you're talking
Right.
about
Right. Okay. Right. All right. And think about it though, because Risa Tisa, she like people talking about her girl, she making money. While people talking about her,
making
to me
money.
it sounds like a good marketing move.
I mean, if that's what looking like talking about me is, and
Right.
she's making money and
Maybe.
she's getting all of these brand deals now. She's
Girl.
barely gonna get this
I think
BMW
she's going on a
that she
trip.
talking about.
Did people pay for a trip too?
She going to London and Paris. They paying for her to stay at some hotel. She's got spending money because they raised money for a GoFundMe for her. She they denied her on TikTok for the creator program because they said she violated some stuff. But now, as of today, I saw that they approved it. And so now she'll get paid. I'm talking about
For
paid.
so,
In,
so
in a week, she's now at over 3 million followers in a week. That's how her page has grown. So again, y'all can keep talking about people, but
talk
meanwhile,
about me. Talk about me. Talk about me.
and so don't if you talk about relationship goals, her single goals were to heal and make money. And now she's still healing.
She didn't heal because she didn't shared her story to the world and been spoke, and then now she make getting paid.
Hmm.
I'm minding my own black shit.
I minded my
Listen,
own black ass business.
listen, Reese Teason. Go on, girl.
Go ahead. And that's why when they say make your story your testimony,
Man, right there. Right there.
make your story your testimony.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so by all of these comparisons
Right.
are going to knock you out in terms of being able to make your own healthy connections with yourself and with
Yes.
your potential mate.
Yes.
It's gonna knock you down.
Yes.
So
If you're not in a space of desperation, confusion.
yeah. So did anybody in the live either on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook have anything they wanted to add to this conversation? Everyone's relationship goal is not the same. Did
Yes.
you have anything you wanted to add to this conversation?
I just
We
want
want
to.
to hear from you all.
I want to say, like, yes, like journal what you, like you said, continue, like journal, journal, journal. That's the thing right there, man. There it is.
Journal, journal, journal.
Oh, and I got my books too. Did I tell you I got my books? I took a picture.
No,
I took a picture of it and everything. I'm about to send it to you, and
you
didn't
did
even
not
screenshot.
tell me.
I got it like
You
2
were
weeks ago.
supposed to post it, cousin.
I got it 2 weeks ago. I took a picture of it and everything. It's in my phone. ADHD ass. I was like, oh, I'm taking a picture, and I was like, oh, squirrel.
Floyd, you ain't got nothing to say? You don't want to add anything to the conversation?
Did you see Kia's website?
Don't make me text you.
We got 4 minutes.
Y'all don't have anything?
Yes.
Oh, did he put my website up? I missed it.
He did.
Because this is like,
It said kidscoaching.com. I should have pointed to it. Like,
my view is different. I'm looking over at Instagram.
he said, I've been chatting the whole night. You have been.
I know, but we need you to help. We need you to close us out. What you got to add? Floyd is our VIP member.
Right.
Floyd will text me. If we're 2 minutes late, please understand that he is going to text where y'all at. And it's not just when me and Shamik are here. He does it on the Wednesdays when Don and Marcus.
That's beautiful. I love that.
That's why he is our VIP member and supporter, because Don says enjoy the talk.
Data firm VIP.
Thank you.
Yay.
Okay, so y'all don't have anything to share. So I want to close with this. I think that we have to start focusing on going inward for ourselves first. If you are single or in a relationship, what are your individual goals? If you're already in a relationship and you haven't done it, no problem. No time like the present to start. Okay? No time like the present. Just start. Just sit down. Even if you don't get the best journal out there, you can still get you a notebook and paper and write out what your goals are.
Yes.
Write out what's important to you. Do not focus on what you don't want.
Yes.
Don't do it.
What do you want?
We're going to do a quiz. What did we say about writing out what you don't want?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What's going to happen? What are you going to get if you write out what you don't want?
You putting all the energy into what you don't want. That's what's exactly going to show up. So, what would you like? What would you like to see in a relationship?
So let me ask you, as a single person,
Go ahead.
What would you don't have to share all your goals, but like, what are a few goals that you have for yourself as a single person? And before you share that, let me say this. When we talked yesterday, you said, I had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. You got to do things that you want to do.
Of love, like it was.
You didn't have David with you. You could just kind of move how you needed to move. You didn't have to consider anyone else but yourself for 2 days. How amazing was that? It was just wonderful to hear that in your voice.
Yeah.
And so Floyd did share something with us. So
he said,
please heal.
Or
go ahead.
Oh, please heal, or at work towards healing before you going into a new relationship. Love yourself so you can love your new partner. I love that. I love that. Or I work towards healing. Yes.
What about
Hmm.
you, cousin? You want to share a few goals?
Um, I feel like in the beginning, like that was my. I think my goal was to shoot to love me more, to love me more, to not judge myself according to what others might judge me on. Because if I did that, it would stop me from being me. Because I'm a weirdo, and I'm okay with it, and I've embraced that part of me. And I was able to, even though I was like my son, because my son's, because you guys, my son gonna be leaving. I know it's time's up. My son's about to be going to college. Guess who I'm gonna be with? Me. I'm not married. I'm not dating. I'm going to be with me. So if I don't think I enjoy my own company, who's if I can't enjoy my own company, how I expect somebody else to enjoy my company?
Yeah.
If
I
I
think
can't
that's
enjoy
important
my own
too. To like,
company,
let's sit with that for a little bit because I think some people get challenged by that. A lot of people, a lot of moms get challenged by that. Like they have to move from being a parent and involved all the time to being single. So you may as well start doing the work to love on yourself now and enjoying
man.
your own company now. That should be a goal.
And it wasn't somebody, and it wasn't until somebody said, "Well, what you gonna do when he leaves?" And I was like, "What?
Yeah.
What you mean? What I'm gonna do?" And it really made me think. And guys, guess what I'm about to do? Y'all ain't ready for that, anyway. That's for next time.
We're gonna have to have a whole segment on what about what you about to do. We'll share that later. They ain't ready for that conversation, and we
Uh,
got 2 minutes left. They ain't ready for that conversation. Mm-mm.
they're not ready. That's a whole nother
We'll
conversation,
share
y'all.
it later. We'll share it later.
That's a whole nother. But I was just, but and it's interesting too. The my heart feeling full involved me being loved on and given love. I agree
Yeah.
with 250%. You have to enjoy your own company. I know I enjoy my own company, and women get jealous. They be like, "You too happy by yourself."
How dare you?
You must be happy with only me. I'm supposed to be the center of your joy.
Hmm.
How dare you? How dare,
Hmm.
how dare you?
I see Bree has a comment over here on
Mirror my
Instagram.
friend. She said,
Babe,
"Mirror
can
is
you
my
put
best."
Bree's coming up? That's on Instagram.
She said, "The mirror is my best friend." I definitely agree. Oh, and she also says, "During COVID, I feel a lot of people were going." Oh, you gonna read it?
Uh-huh.
During COVID, I feel a lot of people were going stir crazy because they were forced to look at. Yes, I believe that. I agree with you. They were forced to look in the mirror. I definitely agree with you. It was a lot of people
Yeah.
struggling because they no longer had their unhealthy coping skills and keeping busy and not and
Mm-hmm.
distractions. I'm going to keep on working. I'm going to keep working. And now you have to sit your behind down.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to face whatever it is you was running from. The mirror is my best friend. It took me a minute for the mirror to be my best friend, though. It wasn't my best friend at first because I was like, what? I'm flawed. I'm flawed. What?
Yeah.
Took me a
That's real
minute.
talk though. I mean, that's the real honest thing right there. We as I think personally, that was something we had to build ourselves up to
Man,
because we didn't grow up with that. That wasn't instilled in us. And I think I can't speak to everyone on the live or people that'll come back and watch the replay. I can only say that for me, it was a struggle because you have to also remember, what did I say? I didn't even what was self-love? I hadn't even heard that dynamic self-love. That was nothing I was exposed to, nothing I heard. It
not
was
even in
nothing.
church. Not even in church because you weren't taught
Yeah.
that either.
They didn't talk about it in church. They didn't talk about it at school. They didn't talk about it in my house. They didn't talk about it in my family. I knew nothing about self love. Now, if you did, congratulations. I'm happy for you. I think that is amazing, seriously,
Mm-hmm.
because self love was not something I was taught. It was a word I was not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I learned about self love when I started doing poetry,
Mm-hmm.
and I would hear other poets talk about it, and I was like, oh. Or when I started listening to Jill Scott, India Ari,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Yes.
When I started reading Ian Van Zant books, oh, that's what this is. But those are things that I had to seek out myself. Those
Yes.
weren't things that was in the household with me.
Right. Right.
So, I think that's important to just acknowledge those things, and
Yes.
that's okay. Give yourself grace, and then do the work that's necessary and required for
Mm.
us to love on ourselves,
Right.
understand. Even with I saw something, it had to have been TikTok, because that's where I am 90% of the time on social media. Facebook 2%, Instagram 1%, and then TikTok the rest. So so it had to have been a TikTok video I saw. And this lady said, everyone around you is going to leave you at some point. Everyone. And if they don't leave you, you'll leave them.
Mm-hmm.
How will you cope? How will you deal with being alone? If you never know how to accept who you are, if you don't know how to enjoy your own company,
Mm.
if you have a spouse, either you or your spouse is leaving before the other.
Right.
If they leave, how do you live as a single person? You have to know who you are. This is why it's important that you understand how to exist separate from one another.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If you do 100% of your things together, when that person leaves here, because one thing we all know is we leaving, we getting up out of here. We're not going to be here forever. That's why you got to make the best of it, though.
Yes.
You got to
Yes.
make the best of it. It's time to make the best decisions, have the
Yes.
best love for yourself, have the highest levels of joy, do
Yes.
the very best that you can. I need you to reek of positivity.
Yes.
Reek of that. There
Walk
are
in.
people that reek of negativity, that
Mm-hmm.
reek of comparison, that reek
Yes.
of jealousy, that
Yes.
reek of assumptions. I need you to reek of positivity,
Mm-hmm.
reek of love, reek of self acceptance and self love, reek of
Yes.
that. If you want to reek of something, reek of that.
Yes.
That's my soapbox, and I'm
Yes.
done.
Yes.
And I didn't even turn it, cousin.
Oh,
But our time has
it's
come to an end.
to an end.
And as
Yes.
always, my cousin is gonna leave us in the most light and
Mm.
joy and beautiful energy that you can leave alive on. I need you to breathe, and she's about to do her thing.
Yes. Breathe in. Breathe in all the love, all the joy, all the confidence. And breathe out all the yuck of the day. Breathe it out. Out. Push it out. Push it out. Push it out. Push it out. Breathe in all the love, the peace, and the joy. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Breathe out everything, all the yuck for the day. And all of life comes to us with ease and joy and glory. How does it get any better than that?
Yes. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you all for attending yet another Date Affirm the
Yes,
Real with
yes.
Kia McLean, the poet. And
Shamika Arnold, the Dar therapist.
we love you all. We appreciate you all. We can't tell you all that enough.
Yes.
So, Make sure you share this out with your friends and your family. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go out and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, we'll see you then. Peace.